We're the stream started. Hey everyone, I'm gonna start recording this. Hey everyone, um, I'm here with Manolo and Free Theron. We just gonna, I guess we're gonna play some league. And we're gonna chat a little bit first, right? You remember we was talking about last week?
What were we talking about last week?
We was talking about the Diddy trial, man. We was talking about the Diddy
Oh
trial.
yeah, yeah, Diddy. What happened with Diddy?
So there's been some updates. Of course, you know about him not being found guilty of the two charges, not guilty on racketeering and sex trafficking. But he was guilty on like transporting to well the sex traffic well the the bodies changing of location, really leaving state to state with the hookers and shit. That's what he was convicted of. There were some things that actually occurred. I'm not sure if you knew of. So like the main witness, Cassie Ventura. We didn't talk about this last week, but she actually made $30 million. All right,
What?
and she made
Jeez.
$30 million. Just some facts, some things that she stated about what
God
was going
damn,
on. She,
pussy's expensive, dog.
oh no, no, you have no. She testified
I
the
heard
control
he.
was everything Combs. She testified to I guess the abuse and dragging her, and like I don't think there was anything that him or her denied like that he was abusive towards her. She also stated that there were multiple day sex parties. You know what I'm saying, including like of course multiple people, but and she used cocaine and ketamine to cope, often vomiting. And a lot of lubricants, baby oil. Like this is just like I guess what was going on during like their whole swinging situation. I don't know if you know about this, but in 2018, she stated that Combs raped her. You know, and that was actually pertaining to one of the lawsuits where she won, I believe, 20 million. Right.
Jesus
And,
Christ.
and yeah, and what we had was another lawsuit, I guess, also with the hotel. I don't know if you remember the video where, like, you see him like beating her, taking her purse. You see that?
No, I didn't watch that.
Okay, yeah.
No.
So yeah, there was a video that released that actually led to the allegations of the abuse and sex trafficking because a video came out leaked from a hotel that they had, where apparently he beat her, and then what ended up happening was she sued the hotel for I guess releasing the video, and she won another $10 million.
Mm.
All right, now in this situation, and this is gonna
50 million up.
yeah.
And
So this is
she's
like
lit.
this is just like the synopsis of everything that happened, right? She walks away with $30 million. He's not really found guilty of any serious crimes, but this is what I want to say. Like, okay, would you like based off what we hear here? Like, would you say Cassie was a victim?
No.
Okay, so what do you think she is?
A gold digger. Fifty
Um,
million dollars? She hitting licks, dog.
okay, $30 million. Okay, she's a gold digger. What makes her a gold digger?
You got to think. She accepted money for whatever reason she accepted that money or however she came across that money. That money is illegitimate money that she actually made because of the things that she said that happened to her. You see what I'm saying?
Well,
Because
these things. Well. It's not a question of whether these things
she
happen or
was
not, right?
she was probably already paid for those things that happened. You see what
No,
I'm trying to
I
say?
don't believe so. Like, let me give you an example. Like,
Because they ain't checking
2018.
her. They ain't checking her pockets. They ain't checking the money trail. They ain't checking to
No,
see
no, they knew.
happened
It was
before.
she
She was
actually
getting
stated
paid, dog. She was
she
getting paid.
she actually stated that if she could give all the money back to like take away everything that happened with those freak offs, she would. That's what she alleged. Now I'm just gonna say this.
If
It's not a question of whether
30 mil plus the 10 mil for suing this and 10 mil for that and 10 mil for this. If she was really serious about taking that money back, she would have never accepted the money. You get what
mm, well, I'm pretty sure she thought she could do both,
I'm telling?
right?
I guess.
I
I
mean, think about
guess.
it.
But
Think
then
about it.
she said if she
If
could take, you hear her words. She said if she can take back the freak offs and give back the money, she would have never done it. You already accepted the money. You accepted the money.
I
You
mean, that's a
already
good
knew
point.
the terms. You already knew the terms entering the contract. So
Well,
don't
let me
bullshit
ask
a
you a question.
bullshitter. You get what
Let
I'm
me ask
trying
you a
to say?
question though. Let me ask you a question though. Now,
Yeah.
she accepted these funds under the concept that, or the idea that her and P Diddy were going to be together forever, right? Meaning that this was going to be her future husband, and so anything that he
But
gave
if
her
a
money,
man is paying you, if a man is paying you for something, it's not going to be forever. It's a lick.
no, that's not true.
No, I'm talking about like sexual favors, things of that nature.
No, that's not true.
You think he would have just kept on, kept on, kept on 5 million, 6 million, 10 million,
I
whatever?
think that when it came to him and Cassie, he actually hit a standpoint. He actually admitted, like, there was actually a security guard that he spoke with that admitted this in like an interview where he stated that he was torn between a woman named Kim Porter and Cassie Ventura. He loved them both. He wanted to be with them. There were male prostitutes that say that they felt that he was in love with her. They were just in a toxic relationship. But I mean, toxic relationships it could be that she probably thought that at one point they were going to get married, and that like because that's her boyfriend at the time, like he's just paying her rent is something that's normal. Buying gifts is something that's
Right.
normal.
Yeah,
For because you
that's
gotta think
normal.
this guy's a billionaire. I think he's worth two
Yeah.
billion. You know what I'm saying? So like where he's paying for her rent monthly, buying her clothes, buying her shoes, spending $200,000 on cars, stuff like that, Bentegas, like this is his normal life. So like her being around that and being attracted to that and also being in a relationship with him, there's a point where you can say they were in a relationship. She probably thought that they was gonna make it the long way because he's dogging her out. You know what I'm saying? They were in a
Yeah.
relationship for over 10 years. Like this is
And
not.
people have freaky relationships,
Yeah, yeah, it happens. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
but this is where. But I think that, and I'm not going to say when it comes to him and her because he was abusing her. He did admit that. He did admit that he was beating the hell out of her, uh, and I guess it kind of went back and forth every now and then. So I mean, I guess the point of contention is this. Well, this is my question. If and we was to sit here and we was to say that Cassie is a victim of P Diddy, right? Because even though he did give her money for sex, which is a good point, he did give her money, he did get her gifts, but I think he gave it to her on a regular basis outside of sex, right? So it's not
Yeah.
just for sex. He's not just paying her for sex because this was his
And
official girlfriend.
he probably felt guilty for beating on her and hitting on her. So
Yeah, that too.
he felt.
Yeah,
So you could kind of say he probably really actually loved her, but he probably never experienced that kind of love. You see what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
maybe some men can not receive love, but they can give love. You get what I'm
No,
saying?
you're correct. No, you
So so in his standpoint, when she tried to do it, it kind of like put him at a different kind of situation. You know what I mean?
facts, which is true. This is true. I do believe that him beating on her probably played a role in him getting her more gifts, spending more money on her. You know what I'm saying? Her probably thinking that they're gonna be together forever. You know what I'm saying? Her knowing some of his deepest, darkest secrets, not saying anything. Him knowing her secrets, like all that stuff plays a role. Like especially when it comes to sexual stuff. But I am gonna say this. I do believe that whenever you have domestic abuse with a man and a woman is always considered a victim, unless she's like using a weapon or she's bigger, she's beating the guy. Like, but she is always
Yeah.
considered a victim. So I can't say she's a victim of P Diddy, right? To a
Yeah,
degree,
she is. Yeah, to a degree.
or to a degree. So let me just ask you this question. All right. So if she is a victim of P Diddy, how would you relate the sex workers to her relationship?
Man, that's a tough one right there, man. I
Well,
mean, like,
Let me explain what I mean by that. So, like, if we're going to sit here and we're going to say that he domestically abused her, because she wasn't a victim of sex trafficking, that's obvious. But
no.
he did physically abuse her, right? But she had a relationship with the sex workers. How would you rate them? If we was to say, let's just say that we was to find a sex worker and say that there was, and he was to claim that he was a victim, right? And he was getting paid. What would that make her then?
I mean,
Will
she
she
would
still become
probably be the
victim?
one that is. I mean, did she abuse any of the sex workers?
No. I don't think that she abused any of the sex workers. I've never heard of any claim of that. But if we're going to say that she's a victim,
Then
and
they're a victim as well.
so they're victims as well. Okay, they're a victim as well. We can go with that. We can go with that. They both are
Yes,
victims.
as well, and she was a victim, and they received money. They were a victim.
Okay, so we can
They
just
were
say, but
something. Yeah, they
if
were
they,
brought into something that probably you got to wiggle your mouse, Joe.
okay, my bad. Okay, so if they're victims, right? If they're victims, then what you're saying is that the girlfriends of P Diddy and also the men, the male prostitutes, were all victims of P Diddy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and this is all based off of what we defined what she said, right?
Yeah.
Based off her case. Okay, so let's try something else here. Enter Clayton Howard. So
Oh.
on June 30th, allegedly, there was a case that was filed against Cassie Ventura, possible
Oh.
lawsuit, right? From this guy, Clayton Howard, also known as Dave. He was a male escort with Cassandra for 8 years.
8 years.
8 years. Now, this is 8 years out of their 10, 11 relationship she had with P. Diddy. He was considered to be her main side piece, right? Main side piece.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about all of why he is considered the main side piece, how he became the main side piece, and what he's alleging is going on. Now, where we said that Cassie Ventura was a victim, we based it all off of everything she said she went through in their relationship and what she claimed she was forced to do, which was have sex with male prostitutes. Now, what something that Clayton Howard states is that Cassie gave him, I guess, multiple STDs or a lot of STDs
What?
and aborted his baby without his knowledge at the time, and that he was also drugged while he was
Oh, wow.
with her by P Diddy. Um, this is getting good because what he's basically stating is kind of the complete opposite of what she stated in her case. Now, during the time that I think she was brought up as a witness, he wanted to be brought up to say that she should be charged as well, and that Diddy shouldn't be the only one being charged.
I
Right
mean that yeah, yeah.
now,
That's a tough one. Yeah, yeah.
now what he
She
said
she
is these are just some
first.
of the things he alleged, and some interviews and some statements he said. Now, just tell me what you think of this. He said, Dave, he said that Cassie Ventura would take the condom off when they were having sex, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it stated that he was paid $5,000 every time he had sex with her, and that I think the longest time that they had sex for was 4 days. He became her main side piece because him and this guy named Daniel Phillips had a competition with Cassie to see who can last the longest, right? Get
What?
having sex with her, drug fuel orgies, and that he was constantly, and that he beat Daniel Phillips, and he became her main side piece. Now, at this time, I think that he had no idea that she was sleeping with so many different men, and that men were peeing in her mouth, and all this nastiness was going on. He had no
Defecating
idea.
on her. Oh my God.
Yeah, he said that he would have sex with her, and when he gave her an orgasm, he would stand to the side, and sometimes P Diddy would dive right in.
Stop it.
Nasty.
No.
Yeah. He
Oh,
said
what?
that he had sex with Cassie. Every time he had sex with Cassie, it was a $5,000 at least a minimum. The sex competition he had with Daniel Phillips, he said he got paid $11,000. And only one time he made $1,500, and that was when I guess P Diddy drugged him at one point, and he was unable to perform. So they end up, excuse me, they end up sending him back to end up sending him back to uh he sent him back to his home, right, wherever his home was.
Yeah.
I stated that him and Cassie would kiss, but he had no idea that people were urinating in her mouth. He said Cassie invited him. This is very important. He said Cassie invited him to strip clubs and swinger parties, right? He said that a lot of times that, or sometimes, or maybe a few times, um, there will be issues with Diddy and Cassie because she didn't respect the swinger lifestyle. So apparently, with the swinger lifestyle, I didn't know this. Um, the only time that a person should be having sex in a relationship is if the other person acknowledges it and doesn't mind it happening, right?
Yeah.
So what ended up happening was, I guess he was alleging that Cassie was having sex with him without notifying P Diddy, and that would cause him to be very abusive to her. He
Oh
also
wow.
stated that he was very that P Diddy watched people have sex with Cassie, but he was very protective over her, meaning that like anything happens, like he was on edge. He was very protective when he watched her. So what he's saying is completely the opposite of what she's
What
saying.
she's saying.
Which she's basically
Yeah.
saying she was forced into a lot of times into these situations. She felt like she was forced in some way. And what he's saying is she, even if he introduced her to the lifestyle, she adapted to it and she took it over. And she was going to swing parties by herself. She was inviting him.
But she enjoyed that. She
Yeah,
enjoyed it.
yeah. So he's actually suing her. I got a question. What do you think is going to happen here? What's your honest opinion?
The man that suit ain't gonna go through because the woman in any state is always the victim.
I don't know, bro. I don't
So
know.
I mean, I'm hoping that they play on his favor, seeing that um that her story was a little bit misconstrued,
Well,
and
I'm
the
going to say
story
this.
that the paper is saying is different. So at this point, they would have to try to bring in a third witness, which would probably be
Mm,
David, right? Because he was another
mm,
male escort at the time, was going in competitions with the other male escort.
I mean, well, he's going. They're going for it.
Feedback on what transpired, right?
Well, he's going for a civil suit, right? So he's going for a civil suit. So there's an array of things that can come from this. But he was with her for 8 years. He was constantly getting receiving STDs. He was knowingly tricked. He was paid by her, paid by Diddy. Like I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen with this. I have no idea because realistically, you're right. More so, you're never gonna really see men be victims of sex crime against with women. You're going to see men being victims of sex crimes against men, but not really against, not really with women. It's very, you rarely hear of it, whether men don't report it or whether it just doesn't happen as often. But in this situation, he's basically taking everything she said against Diddy, and he's basically saying it kind of against her, and saying that P Diddy was not as much of a bad person as she painted and that she was. Now, there were things that she did do, like she did threaten to have somebody killed. So, like, at some point, I can say that she did embrace a little bit of the lifestyle, my personal opinion. I think she did. I don't know what this is going to do, though. I don't know what this lawsuit's going to do, man. This lawsuit's going to be crazy.
I mean, if they do pay him out, and she has to pay him out, she probably would out of the grace of her heart.
No, no, I
You
doubt it.
know,
Nah.
because you got to think that was her main side piece that she always messed with,
Yeah, but
and
you got to think, though.
she did give
She,
him multiple STDs though,
yeah, but the thing
dog.
about it is, like, for her to say that's her main side piece, but she's dealing with so many other men. She's dealing with so many other men. That's letting you know right there that
What type
like
of person she
well,
is?
it's not even just that, and that she didn't really care about him that much.
Nope.
I mean, so like I wouldn't think that she would give him anything. To be honest with you, I mean, she's probably gonna say you got paid $5,000. What I'm saying, for each sexual encounter. That's enough. But I mean,
Yep.
no,
And then you should have charged more without the rubber. You know what I mean?
oh
Like,
no, she. I mean, if she was taking it off, she was taking it off. Like I mean, it is what it is. Like I mean, there was a guy, I think, the Punisher. I don't know if that is Daniel Phillips. I don't know, man. But this is I'm just gonna say this, man. I'm probably gonna start a chart. I'm gonna start a chart of everyone that's involved that I think is a super hole, because this ain't nothing but a bunch of super holes, man. These are some
whoa.
super holes. You know what he said? No, this guy said about Diddy, and which threw me
What?
off. He alleged, or he made the allegation. He said that one time he was getting ready to sleep with Cassie, and Diddy like took his pants off, jumped in front of her, and bent over. And like the dude had to tell him like, "Yo, Diddy, yo, get up out of here, bro. I can't even see her. Like you got your asshole in my face." And he was like, "Oh, okay, my bad." Diddy gets off of her. He um puts his I don't know, maybe he puts his clothes back on. I don't know. But the dude was getting ready to sleep with his girl Cassie, and Diddy tells him to leave. He says he needs to talk to his girlfriend, and they have a conversation. Diddy and Cassie have a conversation, And she comes out the room. She sees the dude jacking off in the hallway, and she tells him that he has to leave. And she's laughing, and she's like, "Yeah, you passed the test though." And he was like, "What?" And what the guy insinuated was that Diddy wanted that guy to sleep with him.
What?
Yeah, yeah, just super hoe shit. There's a bunch of super hoes, bro. There's a bunch of super
Yeah.
nasty
Please.
super
So,
hoes.
so did he go both ways?
Nah, they said a whole bunch more shit that he was doing, boy. That was that. I ain't even gonna get into that here. That shit too nasty.